Thank you, Michael. Beautifully read, as always. Now, sound bites. If I say the word, the big word, determination, I wonder if you know what it means. Determination. It's a really big... If I say I'm determined to do something, anybody know what it means? You want to have a go at that? I'm determined to do something. What might it mean?
Try.
Can you? Try. Say it again.
Try.
Brilliant definition of determination, isn't it? Try and try and try. Excellent. I need one volunteer to help me to demonstrate determination. Who wants to volunteer to help me? Oh, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? Okay, Noah, up you come. I want you to try and come over here so everybody can see against here. I want you to try, and are you a good jumper? Are you good at jumping? I want you to try and reach my hand by jumping up high. It was a bit easy, wasn't it? Let me move my hand a bit higher. Can you? You did it as well. What about if I go a bit higher still? Not quite. You might need a bit of help, a bit of encouragement. Come on, Noah. Come on, Noah. You can do it. Yes, he did it. Well done. Go and sit down. Well done, Noah. With a bit of determination and a bit of help from your friends, you managed to reach up and jump higher. Now, I've got a story all about determination. This is a story about a lady called Wanda. And she had two sons, Delano and Akayo, 15 and 13 years of age. Now then, when she was very small, this lady, Wanda, liked to go to the gym and keep fit. Do you like running and keeping fit and doing sports? Yeah? She liked to go, but when she got a bit older, she was not had much time to go to the gym. Well, it gets busy having children, doesn't it? So she didn't have the time to do that, but what she did instead, she would start to run with the children in the buggy. Oh, a bit like that. Running. Do you see any mums running? Do your mums run with the children in a buggy? Maybe they do. It's a good way of keeping fit, isn't it? It was a very hard time that she had, and she had to run everywhere with the children just to keep fit. And as the boys grew up, she began to train more seriously in her running. She became interested in how the body worked and how fit she could become so that she could run long distances. And she signed up to run a special race called the Marathon des Sables. It's a 150-mile foot race in the Sahara Desert. Well, Wanda ran the race and finished in a good time. Running wasn't the only sport that Wanda enjoyed. She liked to go paragliding. That's quite adventurous, isn't it? Paragliding is flying only using a large kite to get you into the air. She loved the feeling of being free and feeling the wind rushing past her. She flew through the sky. Then something terrible happened. One day, just before Christmas in 2008, Wanda had an accident when she was paragliding. She crashed into the ground and she broke her back. This is what she said happened. The paraglider stalled and I fell 30 feet to the ground, landing on my back and breaking some of the bones in my back. The surgeon in the hospital told me I might be paralyzed. I might never able to be walking again. They said my spine might crumble if I tried to walk. They said I had a 1 in a million chance of walking again. She was told that she only had one hope, and that was a serious operation involving inserting metal pins and rods in her back. What a decision to have to make. Wanda decided not to have the operation, but instead she spent 12 weeks laying perfectly still in hospital. Can you imagine that? Laying perfectly still in hospital for 12 weeks. She was just millimeters away from being completely paralyzed. I could see it in their faces, she said. They thought I had no hope for the future. And her sons came to support her. They were very supportive. And when they asked if you'll walk again, she said to them, I always said, of course I will. And so she started to exercise, even though she had to keep completely still. She was told not to move her legs, but after a little while she could do very small little lifts. And she got weights to use on her arms to keep her arms strong. And she blew into balloons to keep her lungs and her heart working. And after all of that time and lying in bed, she was able to sit up for the first time, and her back was strong. It didn't crumble. And then she began taking small steps. And against all the odds, Wanda began to walk again. It was slow and it was painful, but she was determined to walk. Before the accident, she'd signed up to another race. It was a 250-kilometer foot race across the Gobi Desert in China, where the temperatures reach 46 degrees. That's really hot. The contestants call it the oven. With her spine all broken into pieces, she thought there was no way she would compete the race. But she kept training and kept moving. And after 12 weeks, she shuffled into that wheelchair and went out from the hospital. And bit by bit, it was a sunny day, and bit by bit she enjoyed all the warmth and the life around her, and it inspired her to run this Gobi ultra marathon. She endured running 66 miles a day, sleeping in a tent and carrying all of her equipment with her. And out of 150 competitors, Wanda came in 59th, the first in her age group. Quite an achievement for someone who was told they would never walk again. And all because of her great determination to achieve what she set out to achieve. Now, Wanda was a very determined lady, and you can become very determined also in lots of different ways. What areas of life do you think you might be determined in? It might be sports. Do you like doing sports? Some of you. It might be in your schoolwork. Do you like schoolwork? Yes, I'm not quite so much. It might be other things that you're determined to do in your lives. But never give up. Always keep trying hard, and you can achieve lots of things in your lives. Now, in the Bible, there is that passage that we just had read, which tells us that we can keep on being determined. I haven't already achieved everything, said St. Paul, but I keep pressing on to achieve more and more. Forgetting what is behind me, moving ahead, I will keep pressing forward determinedly to try and achieve everything that Jesus has for me. So let's put our hands together, close our eyes as I say a prayer. Dear God, when I'm finding something difficult, help me to reach inside myself and be more determined. When I can't do something, help me to think that I can do it and will do it one day. Help me to realize that being determined will help me throughout my life. Amen.